Hello and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross-Watchers. Welcome to our timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Not bad, it's just spelled that way. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, president of Joining the Circle Productions since 1998, Virgo Sun sign here, big time. I am the author of 2 different books with the 3rd one in progress. First one is called Spell Ingredients. Second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, so I put a link in the description box so you can click it and preview it for free and see it's primarily divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra dense reading. Quite a bunch of cards there in the chakras. You might find it helpful in my lovely piece of work, Words of Grace. The original version of Words of Grace, as well as the only place to find spell ingredients until my new website is up, which is happening in a couple of weeks, I think, is on patreon.com/Drawing the Circle in our digital shop. We got the ebooks. Ooh, we almost had a flipsy dipsy on the cards there. No, Virgo must all be facing the same way. We also have audios and videos over there. There are free previews for the audios and videos that anyone can check out and shop for if they so choose. Some of my subscribers do get the ebooks, audios, and videos automatically as part of their subscription package, but all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. Let me tell you about it real quick. Number 1, they get a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. It's one of my favorite things to do. We chat about the day's astrological weather, always ending with some sort of spiritual practice to send us on our way. And it is the wisest way for this witch to start the day, considering what I do 24/7, 365 as a professional witch. They also get all of the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. We will talk about that at the end of the video if you are interested. And it's just the coolest thing I've ever done in my work, career, vocation. I highly recommend being a creator. It's just lovely. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. Hey, my Virgos, Virgo power, cross your legs. Let's get down to business, you cross-watchers too. We're going to do some explanation for the new people, and then we will jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead, although the readings have changed because since I moved from Holbrook, Long Island, New York to Saratoga Springs, New York, I've been really busy with my new home, got a new kitten, and just sort of working every single day. So let's talk about it. We're doing this in 9 cards, looking at life purpose through the 3 levels of power, 3 symbolic lenses that allows you to break down something great, big, huge like life purpose, in this case, work, career, and vocation. And there is a link in the description box to a video lecture by Caroline Myss, MYSS, the PhD. These are her archetype cards talking about the 3 levels of power. I learned it back, I think, in the early 2000s, and it's been a life changer. I've done so many work, career, vocation reads for clients over the decades. So we will get one Caroline Myss archetype card to represent the archetype in the 8th chakra, which acts like a satellite, sending down codes to the other chakras underneath it, shifting what we attract and what we repel, so we have the free will to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in fulfilling our life purpose. So we'll get one of those down. We will then get 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the next 4 chakras down: crown, 3rd eye, throat, and heart. And we're doing them face down, not past, present, and future, but work, career, and vocation. Daughters of the Moon, a feminine goddess deck for the internal stuff that maybe us Virgos share with the world, maybe we don't. Free will, 3rd chakra. We will look at the lower 3 chakras, the masculine yang dynamic, relationships in the physical world, looking at ourselves from the outside, maybe us from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things in our work, career, and vocation. That will take care of the chakras from 8 to root. We will then get a whisper from the whispers of Lord Ganesha to remove the obstacles and to assist us in the alchemy of the first card down, those archetypes, so that we can shift from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, from toxicity to health, and fear to love, so that we can fill what we came in to do in this life in our sacred contract. contracts. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because this is always about healing, right? The more healing we do for ourselves, the more we come into alignment with our life purpose. We take steps forward that brings everyone else along with us, or we shift to a more golden rather than leaded timeline, a more loving rather than fearful timeline, and that's our explanation. So let's get into it. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I promise I will do everything within my power to help anyone fulfill their life purpose, because as one of us does it, all of us does it, so we can have a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, and a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. And that sounds pretty service-oriented, Virgos, don't you think? There's the explanation. Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Breathing's important. Still point. Pantheonic override. That feels good. A place for everything, and everything in its place, put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, one card in clarity, please, indicating the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra for us Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers, indicating the spiritual alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxicity to health, and fear to love in our work, career, and vocation. And we've got the Alchemist. Some archetypes share a foot in different families or groups. There are 9 different families, groups. The Alchemist actually has 1 foot in the divine family as well as in the wisdom family. And written on the card here is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I consider this lead and this gold, with 3 atoms here, heavier. Lead is heavier than gold on the periodic table, than is here. So, the shadow attribute, and I can cop to this one, in the past, misuse of power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. Now, my spiritual practice is actually pretty rigorous. I keep it flexible. I change it. We're always learning. We're always leveling up. But that doesn't mean we can use it to do harm and get away with it, right? You want to keep reincarnating on this planet. There are other places to visit. The gold or the light we are shooting for, a transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Like, for example, we got bills to pay, we got mouths to feed, there ain't nothing in this world for free, a very base motive, right? Just a basic survival, food, clothing, shelter, etc. So to do that, to transmute it into golden wisdom, because wisdom comes from experience. You can read every book in the world, but until you put that knowledge into action, it's not wisdom. Knowledge plus action or experience equals wisdom. So, really, really good start there. And considering this is an alchemical reading, having the Alchemist is a little extra. Just be careful of what you're doing in your spiritual practice. I think that's just wise, regardless of reading or client or Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to get these next 3 cards face down, as we will with the 3 after that, the Mythic Tarot for the rest of the chakras. Then we will flip them over, not past, present, future, but work, career, vocation. It's really all one thing, like white light through a prism to give us the rainbow. If you can taste that rainbow, I can. It's Pride Month. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses, override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, 3 cards in clarity, face down, work, career, vocation for us, Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers. What's going on? Heart, third eye, crown in our work, how we survive in the physical world. There's one. What's going on? Heart, third eye, crown in the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and cross watchers in our career. Yep, that one came out pretty well. And what's going on in our spiritual calling, our vocation, heart, throat, third eye, crown, for this timeless work, career, and vocation read. Like I said, we're going to get these Mythic Tarot for the lower 3 chakras, and then we'll flip them over, work, career, and vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. My God's override. Ooh, that made me burp a little. Place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the for the well-being of all. And with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, 3 cards face down in clarity for us Virgos and our cross watchers. What's going on? Lower 3 chakra dynamic, outside in, inside out, relationships in the physical world, in our work, survival, how we survive, in our career, our passion, our hunger, our thirst, lower 3 chakras, and in our vocation, our spiritual calling for this timeless work, career, and vocation reading. Shall we? Okay, some zodiac energy here. Now, when a zodiac card comes up, a court card, these are both court cards, you don't necessarily have to have the planets in that sign. If you do, take it into consideration. It can make a general read a bit more specific to you and or the cross-watcher, particularly if you're dealing with the sign of a cross-watcher here. But what's more important, I think, is if you look at your chart and see what house it's in, because everybody has all the signs in different houses. I am Leo rising, so I have Virgo 2nd house, although Virgo's not on the table here. And that can give you a little bit more insight. So let's start on the inner. We have got the the Aries card, the Maiden of Flames, Calafia, the goddess that they named California after. And this is very much throat chakra. Fire for me is will, right? Will you, won't you, what you say, what you don't say, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, all your free will there. Now I, because I'm Generation X, have Saturn in Aries, but I have it in my 9th house, which is very much spirituality and expansion, very Sagittarius there. So this might be about self-care. This might be about a choice, a decision, a free will thing. And cardinal fire, Aries, meaning creative fire, something that you might want to create. I can relate to that. But on the outer, in the Mythic Tarot, we have got the Queen of Cups, Helen, as in Helen of Troy. Soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much. I know for myself that I have learned the hard way that I am apparently intimidating to people. I don't see it, but whatever. I guess I'm Leo rising. That might have something to do with it. I'm not intimidating. People are intimidated. There is a difference there. So I have learned that when I have a creative idea, a spark, right, a free will choice to do something, that I just don't broadcast it everywhere anymore. Because people will poke holes in your bubble. Or as I learned back in the 90s, don't hand your bubble to bubble poppers. It's a hard lesson to learn, particularly when you speak for a living, as I do, spiritual teacher, reader, blah, blah, blah. So, again, have a look at your chart with that. If you have your natal chart, knowing your time of birth is helpful to help you find your rising sign, but even if you don't, there's always something there to be learned. Shall we? Career. What's going on in our career? Well, okay. We have a major arcana card here, the card of Pan, which is an amalgamation of the Emperor and the Hierophant in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. It is a feminine deck, so they keep the masculine imagery to a minimum. But when it's a major arcana card, it sort of fuses all of the chakras in that zone, in this case, heart, throat, third eye, crown, into one beam of energy, right? So if you look at the Emperor, right, it's the combination of all the kings in the court cards, right, all the cardinal energy, but because this also represents the Hierophant, this can be a stage-by-stage learning process. Nobody becomes a Hierophant overnight, a high priest, a high priestess, whatever you want to call it. So definitely, in terms of heart, throat, third eye, crown, intuition, that whole zone is called creative intuition, and second level of power is creative intuition. But with 3 of Swords, now I know people immediately say this is heartbreak, but it doesn't necessarily mean that as much as it means focus, getting to the heart of the matter. Now, this is the myth of Orestes in the Mythic Tarot, a Greek tragedy for surezies, and maybe this could be really focusing inside. It would make sense if in your career, and I have to do this on the regular, is really shut out the outside world and go in, right? right? Get to the heart of the matter. What am I feeling? What am I choosing? What am I thinking? And what is the inspiration coming in? And considering there might be something creative here in the work zone, first level of power, then certainly getting to the heart of the matter, a little internal focus to really tap into that Pan-Emperor Hierophant energy may be helpful. But also remember, the Hierophant is a level by level by level process, the teacher, if you want to look at it that way. And in a general read, only you can know, and it could be both, right? Both Emperor and Hierophant there. But either way, for an alchemist, that's like, what do I need to alchemize inside of myself? Or what has happened in the outside world in our career that is driving me inward, right? Particularly what we think about. Now, I will also say, Three of Swords might talk about solar plexus, third chakra, which is our boundaries, right? Our honor code, what we will, what we won't, what we do, what we don't. And certainly we see that elsewhere in this spread. All right, our spiritual calling, our vocation. All right, well, we go from the Three of Swords to the Ten of Blades, essentially the same thing, but the Ten of Blades is different than the Rider-Waite version here, right? It's not about stabby, 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 stabby. This is an indigenous people's ceremony called the rattle, or the passing of the talking stick, right? So they gather the tribe, they have the rattle, and only the one who has the rattle can speak. Everyone must give their undivided attention to that person, and then they pass it around with that same vibe so that everybody has to listen, so that everybody has their say. It's even a thing in Ho'oponopono in the original tribal version. Yes, I studied with Dr. Hugh Len many, many years ago, but this can also mean mental resolution. It would make sense that with the Three of Swords here in career, to really go inside to connect with our vocation. Why am I doing this? You know, I am a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles. I have been for decades. I'm a pure non-dualist witch, go figure. So I know that, you know, everything the Course in Miracles says, everything in this world is neutral. It really is. It's not good or bad, but the Course says, what is it for? Are you using it for love or for fear? Now, there's nothing wrong with being afraid. That is stuff we inherited genetically, societally, right, from our ancestors. The fear of not enough money, the fear of failure, the failure of humiliation, right? So to go inside and really get very, very clearly that there is purpose to this. I don't believe in reason is a human invention. The divine trucks in purpose. So what is it for? What is its purpose is a good question to ask, so that you know you have the free will to choose between love or fear, lead and gold, blah, 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 blah. So on the outside there, this could be a person, as could the Queen of Cups here in work. We have got the King of Cups, the Cancerian card. This is Orpheus. Great husband, just couldn't follow directions. If you know the myth, could you just follow directions? Don't look back. He looks back, you know. But the Cancerian card, I got a lot of Cancerians in my life, right? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Always have my mom's a Cancer. So this could be someone in our lives that are sort of offering wise counsel, but emotionally so. And creative, cardinal water here. We do have cardinal fire here as well. So do be careful that someone doesn't throw a pail of water on that spark, right? But with only one major arcana card here, I'm really going to say that the alchemy, considering we have the Alchemist here, is probably in our career, our passion, our hunger, our thirst, with Pan, the Emperor Hierophant there. But this could also be us being, again, a little soft divine, light of touch, speak ye little, listen much. Cancerians don't often share what it is that they are feeling, while they may be having a resolution, pieces of the puzzle all coming together, right? All 10, the completion of the suit of blades. And we do see getting to the heart of the matter here with the Three of Swords contributing to that. So remember, this is not a past, present, future. It's all happening simultaneously. That takes care of all of the chakras from 8 to root. Let's ask Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and the remover of obstacles, not just in our work, career, and vocation, but those 3 atoms in between lead and gold. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesha override. place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesha, one card in clarity, please, to assist us Virgos and our cross watchers in our work, career, vocation to alchemize the Alchemist archetype, which is a little tricky to say, for this timeless work, career, vocation reading. Healing. Isn't it all about healing? Isn't just everything all about healing? So this is card number 36, and he is riding a peacock, which is certainly a very healing thing, but also connected with the goddess Hera, who is just what I call my mother, the Cancerian. Her nickname is Hera. My stepfather, her divorce lawyer. She divorced my father, married her divorce lawyer, and they're going to be married 50 years in November, so I think that one was good. Just saying. So, just going to read a little bit of this. Healing. The true essence of your soul is one of complete health. Now, we know we don't feel that way, right, all the time. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, societally. Like, we're in a very toxic time on planet Earth. Not that it's always been completely healthy. But the core of who we are, the soul of who we are, is completely healthy and balanced. Ganesha is pictured sitting on a peacock. Peacock feathers have been used in curative remedies for thousands of years across countless traditional cultures. They are said to carry spiritual medicinal energy that can assist people in seeking balance and healing in their lives. The challenges of daily life can throw you out of balance with the truth of your being. Absolutely. If you're just trying to get the bills paid and to survive, which might be going on here, right? Don't share your secrets right now, but I will say Queen of Cups Scorpio energy is also money, sex, power, and other people's resources. It is easy to get caught in the daily grind in a general feeling of lack. Remember that you were created from the perfection of divine light and love. Everybody was, by the way. I know it doesn't look that way, but we all have our specific time to awaken. Your physical body is simply a shell that covers your soul. So, of course, bringing healing to this, right? Well, what would the alchemist do? The alchemist would take illness and alchemize it, transform it, if you will, into healing. That everything has a purpose, but beware reason. Look, I am a Virgo, as I said, so I know I can get very overthinky about things, and with those swords on the table, the swords and the blades, that might be going on here as well. But if the intention, what is it for? No matter what it's for my healing. And it's for the healing because as one of us heals, all of us heal. So it is global in its way. All right, last card down, Matt Kahn healing mantra. And I will say, with the amount of air in this spread, that's the element of thought. A mantra could be very, very helpful, particularly a healing mantra with the healing card from Ganesha. Please take a nice deep breath. Last card down. Still. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. But all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all. And with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please, for us. Virgo, collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers to assist us in alchemizing the Alchemist archetype with the Aries card on the inner and the Scorpio card on the outer in our work, with the Emperor, Hierophant Pan on the inner and 3 of Swords on the outer, and with the 10 of Blades with the King of Cups on the outer in our vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation reading, removing obstacles with healing for this timeless read. Processing grief. I get this one a lot. I watched a TED Talk a couple of years ago saying that anxiety is unprocessed grief, repressed, right? Because if you haven't processed the grief, you're walking on eggshells waiting for the next thing. So my losses prove how deeply I love. Now, who doesn't have the wounds of loss? There are 4 ego wounds. According to Matt Kahn, abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss. Maybe you were abused, maybe you weren't. I don't know anybody who wasn't abused in some way, shape, or form. Neglect, maybe you were neglected, maybe you weren't. I really don't know anybody like that either. Maybe you suffer from the chains of codependence, maybe you don't. Again, I don't know anybody like that, but everyone has wounds of loss. So everybody can heal this within themselves little by little by little. There's no time limit on healing grief. But the more that you say, all right, this is about healing, then my losses prove how deeply I loved. And yes, the tears will come, and that might very well be what this 3 of Blades is about, getting to the heart of the matter. So if you're dealing with anxiety, I'm not going to say to, stop whatever healing process you're on, right? If you're in therapy, counseling, whatever, but to understand, of course we're afraid of feeling the wounds of loss and grief, right? Who's taught how to grieve properly, right? We are learning, right? There's always a higher truth. So to get that, I will transcend every loss, right? My losses prove how deeply I loved. Then you can allow that love to come out. And yes, there will be tears, and maybe that might have to do with this Cancerian card here in our vocation as the pieces of the puzzle come together mentally, right? Air condenses into water. That do make sense. So I'm going to read this from the Bookie Book in its entirety because I think processing grief is important, because I used to suffer quite a bit from anxiety until I learned that, and then I went and started doing shadow work every day, and that will certainly move the alchemy along. So my losses prove how deeply I loved. When grief is processed, you're able to notice the maturity you gained even when losing the people, places, and things that once defined your sense of self. Perfect example, if you are a digital creator, as I am, and you see a drop in your numbers, oh, it's a loss, what am I doing wrong, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. It's just that's how the market goes, right? You're not in control of that. You can only contribute the best that you can. As you process grief, you are able to celebrate how deeply you committed to love instead of holding a grudge against or toward those who left or couldn't love you back. Once grief is fully processed, it can ignite a deeper commitment to love. You know that your alignment with Source is not a matter of what comes or goes. I think that's what we're looking at here with Pan. Like, get to the heart of the matter. It doesn't matter what comes or goes. It's about the love. It is determined by how much of yourself you are willing to share. Now, I am pretty much an open book, although I am a Virgo power cross your legs. I don't let out all my secrets. And, soft of eye, light of touch, speak ye little, listen much, right? Pay attention to the vibes around you, and you will get the intuitive hit, lower 3 chakras, at least in work, of what to share and what not to share. This mantra is ideal for opening back up to love, rebuilding trust, which I am still working on. I've been betrayed and lied to quite a bit in this lifetime, because when you're intimidating, I'm not intimidating, people are intimidated, they will lie, and addressing heartache. Now, with the heartache, if you want to go 3 of Swords as the traditional Rider-Waite meaning, then it's not heartbreak, but it is perhaps about a heartache, nothing but a heartache. I'm sorry, I was raised in the 70s. I have all those songs just written in my cerebral cortex. So, all the cards are on the table. We will now do a blessimation, a combination of the word blessing and summation, where the energy comes through me. Yes, I'm channeling. I channel all day long, apparently. That's why when I say override, it just gives permission for them to do it, so they just don't hijack me, which they really don't do. Shall we? One more time, at least for this reading. Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Still point. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and our cross watchers, who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, may we be blessed with all that we need to fulfill our life purpose step by step, breath by breath, through work, career, vocation, so that in our work we can grasp this cardinal fire, Aries energy, maybe some self-healing with that healing card, and self-care that only we can give ourselves, and there's a frequency of love in our own hearts that only we can give ourselves, and that is a choice to do so. So very much feeling that throat chakra vibe there, but maybe we're not talking about it, or maybe we are dealing with people and places and things in the physical world where we have to be very, very aware that we might be empathing other people's stuff and at least heal our end of it if they are not willing to work with us in work. And so that in our vocation we can come upon our mastery, right? The Pan card, the Emperor, the Hierophant, to step by step this, no rush, no need to rush with this, particularly when it comes to processing grief, because maybe there is a heartbreak situation here, a loss of some kind, that we can get to the heart of the matter and get that it's not happening to us, it is happening for us, that everything changes, but it can only change us for the better, and we usually don't see that until later down the road. Location, 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 because in our vocation it does seem like the answers are within us, with that Ten of Blades, the rattle, giving all of those different thoughts and feelings a voice within ourselves, and perhaps we are keeping that to ourselves, or at least using that intuitively and creatively with the cardinal water sign of Cancer, but also maybe bringing that into an art form as the poet, the bard, the storyteller Orpheus would do, as Ganesha is assisting us with healing, to take our own healing into our own hands, bringing in the divine, using what comes to us that feels right from the outside in and the inside out, so that we can, in the best way possible, process our grief, because our losses prove how deeply we love. So may we be blessed, pantheons of the divine, us Virgo collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus, suns, and our cross watchers, with all that we need to alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, with the Alchemist, transforming base motives and goals into golden wisdom for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of us, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. It's good. It's definitely a healing read, that's for sure. And there is no healing without truth. So you might as well be truthful with yourself. Look within, right? And see the unloved places within ourselves that are terrified of loss, because we haven't processed the grief from the losses that prove how deeply we love. This does make sense. If you liked it, if it helped in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button. The thumbs up does shift the algorithm so other Virgos and crosswatchers can find this reading. If you want more of me here on YouTube, please subscribe, because I'm not stopping. I'm not monetized on YouTube. So I do this to get my work out into the world, but I'm not looking to make a buck. I am here to fulfill what I came in to do in this lifetime, because there are other places to incarnate in this universe, and I do understand that Uranus is lovely this time of year. It's a stupid joke, but I can't help myself. If you met my parents, you'd understand. And certainly, if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mel, do check out Patreon. It's the best career move I've made to date. I've made a lot of cool moves, but Patreon is wonderful. The digital shop is amazing. My subscribers do get quite a bit of that stuff depending on their level of subscription, but they do get the daily check-ins, which I love. They do get the extended readings, part 2s to the part 1s, which I'm really glad about, because there are a lot of them, and most of the extended readings are over an hour. If you like detail, I am your witch. As well as I get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. We will talk about that in a minute. But the shop is wonderful. And there is new content coming as the new book is being written. I've been working on it little bit. Slow and steady wins the race, which is us Virgos for sure. So click the link. Check it out. You can follow for free. You can 7-day free trial. And really, it's quite a joy to be on Patreon. So click the link. Check it out. Come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lions. Yeah, but you can just call me Mal. And if you'd like to book me for a private session, I did make a video last year. I have the new one scheduled. I just haven't gotten into it yet. And it is called Booking Private Sessions with Mel. Essentially explains everything except some things have changed. Like, for example, I'm taking clients at my house. I have an office downstairs in my new house, and it's really, really wonderful. It's quiet. I mean, the cats come and go, but they're cats, which is why I got to get to know people, because they're allergic to cats, man. They better bring an EpiPen, right? So I do screen people before they come in my house. I am a Virgo power across your legs. I'm also doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street. That's Phila. You call them directly. I have days set aside. I don't go in unless someone has booked. So you book it with them. They tell me you're coming. I come and I read you, and then I come home and hang out with the cats and do stuff like this. But the majority of the work that I do is on a Zoom call. So once I book the client, 15 minutes or so beforehand, I send them a Zoom link. They come into my Zoom platform and we record the whole thing, so they don't have to memorize or take notes or any of that, right? At the end of the video, I send them a link so they can download it to their device. They tell me they downloaded it to their device, and then I delete it from the cloud so that only they have it. Confidentiality is key in this type of work, particularly with readings and spiritual counseling. Don't you agree? And what else? Oh yeah, the most important thing that I say in that video, the title hovering over my head, is that I've never, ever turned anybody away because of lack of finances. I won't do it. Where there is a witch, there is a way. I'm a witch, a very well-trained one. So we will always make a way, even if the conversation ends with they will pay it forward to someone else down the line in some way, shape, or form, as long as we are both in agreement. We do the private session, because I don't want to have to reincarnate for stuff like that. I'm not a miser. I'm a Midas. The Midas touch, the mighty, mighty Midas touch. Anybody bells are ringing? So, yeah. Click the link, check it out, and I'm going to keep that video up once the new one is made, because it makes my mom laugh, and I'm the president. I get to make that choice. But above all else, I love being a Virgo. 4 planets, second house. It is service-oriented, and really that self-care here seems quite important. So I will be applying this. I apply all my Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign readings to myself, because we're all one, and I know even if I take a little step forward, we're helping and serving. So hang in there. I believe in us, and remember, I love you. Virgo power, cross your legs. Don't let bubble poppers pop your bubble, because don't share it with them. And I love you. Hang in there. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.